Hello, Stephen White, Trek Boy 89. Okay. Picard. I just watched the episode for a second time. I was watching other people's videos and taking some notes so I could do a more in-depth review and just look at it and try and work out what is happening in this episode and try and work out what's going to happen in the rest of the series. And I was looking at some stuff on Facebook and I was being trolled by some guy who seems to think because I don't absolutely automatically hate the show on every level that I must be like a Kurtzman shill or something. And I noticed a picture of the Discoprise and it looked like it was in the reception area of the Starfleet headquarters that we see the D in the footage in one of the previews or whatever that came out before. And I thought, no, they're not going to do that. And then I asked someone, what's that image from? And no one would tell me. Eventually someone told me it's from the This Season on Picard preview. So there's some sort of preview on the CBS All Access or the American Amazon or some other, one of the other streaming services other than Australia, because the Australian Amazon Prime doesn't have any preview after or any footage after the episode. It just has a preview on its own and the episode on its own with no previews for the second episode or for anything coming in the future season or anything. So basically the credits end, it's over. So I didn't see anything else. And eventually someone told me that's from the preview. So apparently they are going to show the Discoprise and the Enterprise D, which appears to be the same Enterprise D from the Canon universe, from what some people call the Prime universe, but the Prime universe is actually the pre Nero Star Trek timeline from the Kelvinverse. So really, I don't know what to call the real Star Trek universe. The Canon verse, just Canon Star Trek, because Prime isn't actually accurate from what I can tell. But apparently, yeah, they're going to show the Discoverse and the Canon D together. I'm like, how? Why? Why are you doing this? I understand that they had shuttles that looked like the ones from Discovery. Now, I wasn't sure what to make of that because those shuttles did kind of look like the Star Trek 5 shuttles and the Next Gen shuttles a little bit. So I thought, at first when I saw them from a distance, I thought maybe they're actually the Next Gen shuttles, or they just think they will look like the Next Gen shuttles and they can get away with it, and they're not actually meant to be the Discovery shuttles from 100 years ago still being used instead of the shuttles that we just saw 20 years ago in Next Gen. Because of course that makes no sense. So I sort of thought, well, maybe they just really were trying to save money and they just were using the files because they just thought we can get away with it. Maybe that's what it is. Just like when in the original Star Trek and Next Generation and the movies, they reused footage and we all knew it was reused footage, but we knew they were trying to save money and we didn't care. I thought maybe that's what it is. I guess I'm trying to make excuses on some level because I just don't want to believe that they're doing something so stupid. You can't have a consistent universe that's inconsistent. You can't have two different Enterprises. We have seen the Enterprise in the canon Star Trek. We've seen it in the Next Generation era. We've seen it in Deep Space Nine. We've seen it in the Next Generation era. I mean, sorry, the Enterprise era in A Mirror Darkly. We saw it in and also the final episode of Enterprise. I've forgotten the name of it. Journey's End or whatever. I can't remember the name of it. We know what it looks like. You can, oh God, you can have. It's like you can have Discovery being a separate universe, and have it be explained by time incursions by the Red Angel and just a whole bunch of things. the Kelvin timeline. There's so many ways to explain why things look different in that universe. It can't be canon. It can't be the same universe because nothing looks the same, and things don't work the same. So you can't have them both in the same universe. And I had heard they were going to try and say that Discovery was canon and that Picard is canon. Picard is a continuation of canon universe, so they were going to put Discovery in it to make Discovery canon. You can't do that because it doesn't fit. It doesn't work. You can't show that Enterprise instead of the original Enterprise and say that's the Enterprise. Now, maybe you could try and say there are other Constitution ships that looked like that at the time. We just didn't see them in the original series or anywhere else ever in Star Trek. But you can't say that's the Enterprise. If that model has 1701 on it, which I actually didn't even check, and of course my computer just shut down so I can't actually look at any images. I just don't understand this. I really don't understand it, other than they are trying to... Oh, of course I can't find it, damn it. I'm trying very hard to give them a break and give them a chance to continue Picard, and they can't acknowledge Discovery, and I don't want them to acknowledge Discovery, but I kind of understand audience-wise that they have to cater to those people that are coming in from Discovery or expect Discovery sort of production design and things like that. There's a certain degree that they can modernize the next gen and kind of bridge the gap, but you can't do this. You can't have two Enterprises in the same universe that don't look the same and say it's the same universe. So this then must be the next gen era of the Discovery verse. So it really isn't the canon universe. It can't be. So in a way that's good because I don't care what they do to it. They can destroy the Federation and it can be destroyed in Discovery's future because this is Discovery's timeline, not the canon timeline. So that's fine. I don't give up now if that's what it is. But I thought it wasn't supposed to be that. I thought it was supposed to be canon. But then again, they said Discovery was canon from the beginning. They said the Klingons were canon. They lied and misled and double-talked and retconned. And yes, my initial not being really upset by Picard now is kind of dead. But it's frustrating. It's like the quality of the show isn't that bad. The issues could be explained through the story as it unfolds. You don't have to jump to the conclusion that it's just nonsensical and, you know, they're cloning from androids and things like this. But maybe they are. I don't know anymore. I had a moment of going, oh, this is not so bad. This is actually decent. There are some things that look like they're not going to make sense. I don't like the direction the Federation is going in, but at least it's not that Discovery level bad. But I don't know. I'm exhausted. It is 7 a.m. in the morning in Australia. I've been up all night doing stuff. I'm tired. I must sound tired. And I just realized that they're actually going to try and force Discovery into Next Generation canon. You can't do that. It's either canon or it's not. So if the Discovery verse aesthetic or ships or element is in there, that means it is the Next Generation future of the Discovery era, like the Discoverse. So yeah. I don't know what to say. I tried. I tried. Feel free to subscribe, comment, share. Comments are good, please. If you've actually seen the preview, the coming up this season or whatever preview at the end, can you let me know? Is it on the American Amazon Prime or other Amazon Primes around the world? Because I thought they were just doing the outside of the US. So, or is it on the CBS All Access? Like, where is it? What is it? How long is it? What else does it show? I can't find any copy of it. I can't find any version of it. It's not showing on my episode, and I can't find it on YouTube or anywhere else. So feel free to let me know what that is about. Okay, I gotta go before my mind explodes. I'm too exhausted for that to actually happen. I think I will just dissolve into a puddle of ugh. I give up.